Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome inside Humber College, the second annual Signature Camp, Nike Signature Camp, presented by Uplay Canada and North Pole Hoops. This is the Upperclassmen game. We have Team Blue and Team White going toe-to-toe. A showstopper, to be sure, and AJ Lawson right in front of your camera, number 97 in white. And here he is. He has the basketball off the tip, pushing it up the floor. And a throw it down. We got a jam right off the bat. White out to a quick 2-0 lead. Glody Cava with the two-handed flush to kick off this ball game. Here's Tyrese Samuel. Received an offer this weekend from the University of Connecticut. I'm Daniele Franceschi, play-by-play duties this afternoon, joined, as always, by our national scout, Elias Spiet. Elias, Tyrese Samuel, we already saw him here in action this weekend, picking up that offer from UConn. He's been impressive last weekend at the CNIT, winning the championship in the U17 division with Red Rush, beating Uplay Canada. An outstanding performance, an impressive win. What have you seen from him this weekend?
Daniele, in a large way, he's putting Montreal on the map. That UConn offer came from head coach Kevin Ollie, who was in attendance, a former NBA player, knows a thing or two about playing at the next level, and you know, he's gonna be a guy at the next level that ultimately could be an NBA prospect. What we've been seeing in the rankings over the past few years is top 5 guys, top 5 Canadians in each class for North Pole Hoops are typically guys that are gonna be projected at the NBA level. So with a guy like him, I mean, possible reclassification of R.J. Barrett and Andrew Nembhard to 2018, that moves up Tyrese and AJ Lawson up into the 1 and 2 spots in 19.
Triple, no good, and Lawson with the rebound. We, of course, heard the news a couple days ago that Nembhard would be reclassifying to 2018. RJ Barrett expected to do the same, has yet to make an announcement. Trey Edwards, long distance, all the way from Sault Ste. Marie with that triple. And he's got a pair. 8-0 lead for Team White. Isaiah Bajoso, point guard for Uplay Canada, across the timeline, swings it to the wing, in the middle of the lane, floater, no good, rebound, fighting for it, and a foul underneath. So Blue will go to the free throw line looking for their first points of the ball game. Free throw attempt is no good. It rims out. Rebound. That's Georgia's CNIT champion, 17U. There's Edwards again. Rims out, no good. Offensive rebound, Team White. Going to space the floor, get it back to AJ Lawson, the floor general. Also a CNIT champion, played for the 16U Uplay squad last weekend, who won the title. And there's another bucket underneath. Team White out to a 10-0 lead. Tyrese Samuel across the timeline, for Team Blue. Into the corner. Trey Edwards in transition, pushing the ball middle to the basket. Right hand, left hand finish. Trey Edwards off to a hot start. A 12-0 lead, a 12-0 run to kick off this ball game, and the layup is good. Blue is on the board. White in transition. Oh, and a foul, a collision at the rim. Some high flyers on display here in this contest, Elias, early on.
And Glody Cava is definitely one of those high flyers. You had Kevon Ellis go up to contest, fell on his back, looked a little shaken up, but he seems to be okay. Glody, likely a JUCO level prospect. If there's any JUCO coaches who are watching right now, this kid can slash, play above the rim, block shots, help on defense. Could end up being a special talent.
Cava free throw, no good. It's Bajoso. If you're wondering where Kaleem Bennett is, unfortunately he got injured earlier today and will not be participating in this ball game. A collision along the baseline during one of the scrimmages and resulted in a head injury, perhaps a concussion. He was being evaluated by medical staff earlier this morning. Bajoso dribbling across the timeline, guarded by AJ Lawson. Lawson up tight on him. Swinging it around Team Blue. They get it over to Tyrese Samuel, dumping it down inside. Floater, no good. Rebound, Bajoso going and doing some dirty work. His floater is no good. Rebound and now pushing is White. Out to Cava, and he throws it down, a two-handed flush. Transition, pace picking up here. Oh, and a block. Here comes Cava, Glody Cava again, left hand to the basket. Change of pace, floater no good, rebound, another tap, tipping it up, no good. And now here comes Tyrese Samuel, pushing in transition, and the ball is deflected out of play. Subs coming in for both teams now, and both will go with a full platoon swap.
And the energy in this game, Daniela, is just a lot different from the underclassmen game. It seems like these guys are coming in hungrier, obviously closer to graduation and scholarships on the line, coaches in attendance.
For those of you that are just joining us, for the underclassmen game, it was Team Blue prevailing, a 10-point victory over Team White. It was a fun contest to cover. Into the lane, Georges, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. That is Nudie Georges from Red Rush. Him and his brother, you'll hear a lot about both of them, Judy Georges and Nudie Georges. Both from Red Rush, both 17 UCNIT champions last weekend. The free throw, back iron, no good. Rebound for Team White. Cross the timeline. Georges guarding tightly. Screen set, Brendan Kenyon. If you haven't heard about Kenyon, you certainly have heard his name this weekend. He shattered the backboard yesterday. Part of the reason why we're playing here on court 1 instead of main court here at Humber College. Oh, nice Euro step and late foul call. He'll go to the line. It's number 121, Lloyd Pandy. Elias, what have been your early impressions of what we've seen here in this ballgame 6 minutes in now?
Well, I love the level of intensity has definitely risen. The level of aggression, attacking the rim. We've seen one poster already, and another guy almost get posted.
Reseal, you got a post now, Brandon. There it is. Good, let's go.
Kenyon, three, no good. Back iron, rebound, and it is Lloyd Pandy with it across the timeline. Firing from three, no good, and now pushing it up the floor. Here comes Team White. All the way to the basket. That's an offensive foul on Tristan Lindo. And Team Blue will take possession. Here's Georges across the timeline, pushing it in the middle of the floor. Nudie Georges kicks it out. Another kick out. Pandy for three from the corner. Short. Rebound. Up the floor, Team White. In the corner. Nice pass. Baseline. Layup is good. That's Brendan Kenyon. For those of you also watching at home, number 94, Team White. Tomasi Gilgius Alexander, the brother of Shea Alexander, headed to Kentucky. We saw Coach Sean Calipari out here earlier today. And there's Alexander going to the basket. And a carry and a turnover as Team Blue will secure possession. Elias, when we look at Alexander, his brother, of course, a five-star recruit headed to Kentucky this fall. What do you see from the younger of the two brothers in terms of their skill set? How comparable is he to that of his brother Shea?
Well, I think comparable to some degree, but he's ahead of him in terms of where Shea was at this age. Tomasi, a lot more size. Length is there as well. That's something that they do share, but the passing touch from Tomasi he's a very, very unselfish player, very willing passer, and makes tough ones as well. It's just he's got to play with high-level players in order for them to anticipate how quickly he makes decisions.
Pandy into the lane, loses his footing, and a shot clock violation for Team Blue, trailing by 16 points 8 minutes into this ball game. It's 20-4 Team White. 12 minutes remaining here in the first half. Team White going to run out of a horn set here as they dribble across the timeline. Kenyon with the screen. He's going to have a look there. It's a two. Mid-range jumper, no good. Here's Georges, and he's pushing in transition. Tossing it up. Oh, no, almost throwing it down. Got caught on the rim there. And a rebound. And outletting the basketball up the floor. It's Alexander. Has it again. Pulls up for three, no good. Front iron and out. Here's Georges. He has it for Team Blue up the court. Into the lane, contact. Pandy, nice move along the baseline and fights through contact and finishes. Lloyd Pandy, very polished two-way player. very poised on the offensive end, and he's a scrappy guy on defense as well.
And he's got the man strength, Daniela, to really power through the contact. You've seen just how strong he is with his shoulders ripping through contact. He's getting held on at his hip in some possessions. Just always finds a way to get to the rim.
Substitutions coming for both teams. Denzel Cummings checking in for Team Blue, wearing number 4, sharpshooter, representing the Markham Gators. And they inbound it in the backcourt. Team White. Georges, screen set, kicks it to the corner. Lawson driving baseline back to Georges. Bajoso guarding him. Georges pull-up jumper, mid-range, no good, misses the rim entirely. Here comes Tyree Samuel. Gives it to Bajoso. Claude Nemhard, head coach of Team Blue, preaching to his team to push the pace. And here's Samuel underneath, trying to get a post up, spinning, keeps his pivot foot, and that's deflected out of bounds. Less than 10 on the shot clock, and it'll reset to 14. Bajoso to inbound for Blue. Bajoso in the corner. Shot clock out into 10. Fading. Oh. Such a nifty play there, and he's such a crafty playmaker. Special player, Isaiah Bajoso.
And Isaiah Bajoso's got offers from teams as high as Wichita State, and all through the mid and mid-major plus levels are interested in him. Even starting to sniff out some high major interest from some of the biggest conferences.
Sometimes gets overlooked, especially playing alongside Andrew Nemhard, and a lot of the attention often diverted to Andrew. But this kid can ball. He straight up can ball. We've seen it all weekend long, and having the opportunity this summer with Andrew's sideline, he really showed that he's a top-notch Division I level prospect at the NCAA level.
And I think the next step for Bajoso is, adding to the athleticism piece. That's what will continue to set him apart, because he's already such a high IQ, creator.
Here's Cummings to the basket, right hand, great finish. For a small guy, he sure is poised and a smart player. The IQ is off the charts. And one guy who's also been very impressive and had 8 early points in this ballgame was Trey Edwards. I mean, he's a freak of nature. He's an athletic specimen and someone who has really, really performed at a high level this weekend.
Absolutely, and you saw him start this game with 2 triples, and he's been finishing at the rim, rebounding really well, and defending. That's what coaches love to see, guys that are going to defend.
Nice move. Oh, and perhaps got away with a goaltend there as the ball looked to have touched the backboard all the way to the basket, and a foul. And Team White, they'll go to the free throw line looking to cut into this, or add to this lead, excuse me. That's Thomas Chilton. He's at the free throw line, left-handed, shooting forward. And he'll shoot one for Team White. Chilton's free throw, and it rolls in. Samuels inbounds to Bajoso. Across the timeline once again for Team Blue. For those of you that watched the underclassmen game, we talked about Ryan Nemhard, younger brother of Andrew Nemhard, his patience. Bajoso, very similar. Such a patient, poised point guard, a true floor general in every sense of the word. And now Team White, Chilton outlets it up the floor. There's Georges. Over to Lawson. A.J. Lawson picks up his dribble. There's Trey Edwards attacking. Turns it over. And that ball is deflected. It's a kick ball on Team White. Or on Team Blue, excuse me. White will secure possession. 7:40 remaining here in the first half. Team White 22. Team Blue 12. Cummings guarding A.J. Lawson. A tough matchup to be sure. And a carry. A.J. Lawson called for a carry. Bajoso has it. Denzel Cummings is accustomed, Elias, to having the basketball in his hands, but playing with Bajoso here, obviously not the primary ball handler. What do you like about his ability to play off the ball, to be more of a obviously we know he can shoot it, that's one of the assets, but certainly an element of his game that he hopes to evolve as he goes forward.
Absolutely, and we've seen him do a lot of that with, in the NPA with London Basketball Academy. He had, Jalen Warren was a guy, or David Penny were 2 guys that had the ball in their hands a lot, but he was able to find himself and get himself open a lot of the time for open threes.
He's definitely found his niche, and there's a block. Definitely found his niche. as a shooter, knockdown shooter, Denzel Cummings. He's been on the circuit for quite some time and somebody we've kept an eye on for many years here at North Pole Hoops, and the shot is no good. George is up the floor. There's Edwards, throws it down, baseline flush. Trey Edwards, substitutions coming for Team White and Team Blue. And Trey Edwards continues to impress in front of scouts and coaches. Many NCAA coaches in attendance, as well as youth sports coaches. And here's Lloyd Pandy across the timeline. There's Tyler Sagal. Corner triple, no good. Fighting for the board, and White recovers. Up the floor. Driving baseline, throwing it down.
I really like what we're seeing from number 59 in the White, Dominic Dennis. You know, just an all-around guard that can get it done from the three-point line, set up his guys, push the ball ahead in transition. Very high IQ kid. Really, it's a matter of building strength at this point, working on his body to get himself ready for the next level.
100%. He's been burying shots all weekend long, been very consistent, has shown a lot of promise. Someone who is relatively undersized. I mean, he's a guard, he's a relatively undersized, isn't the most physically imposing player on the court, but yet, as you see right here, guarding up Lloyd Pandy, being physical, and of course a knockdown shooter. Kick out by Pandy into the lane now and rejected. That's a big block. And they're fighting for possession, and it is White coming up with it, picking up the dribble and deflected out of play. Vukamanovic, number 105 for Team White. That and Coach Nemhard having some fun with the players as he picks up that basketball on the inbound. Inside, nice pass, good delivery, but unable to hang on and secure possession there. Here comes Lloyd Pandy again, into the lane. Great finish, Lloyd Pandy. Very impressive in this first half.
And that he's used that same move on multiple occasions, Daniele, but with Pandy, he's been able to get it done and execute on both sides of the rim.
Shot from Dennis was no good, and now Blue, excuse me, and now there's a rebound. White pushing again in transition. Less than 4 to play, 28-19, Team White leading. Into the lane, Dennis kicks it back out. 12 on the clock, on the shot clock, down to 10. Dennis and a block, Lloyd Pandy.
And that's where that strength is going to come in that we're talking about. The initial first step. You got to be able to explode and get past the defender, not give him an opportunity to really catch up.
The awareness. You see Lloyd Pandy, excellent help defense position even, and you watch the little things, and there's a nice pass. Excellent look. Finishing above the rim there, and now here comes Team Blue across the timeline. Oh, nifty move in the lane. No good, the floater. Pandy with the rebound. Kicks it out, corner triple. It's good. And Team Blue cutting into this deficit, trailing by 8 now with less than 3 to play here in the first half. And good defense, Coach Claude Nemhard getting into it. The energy starting to pick up here for Team Blue.
And we got the snipe show on the floor right now, 122 guarding the ball. Tyler Sagal, if you were tuned in for the first stream, you would have heard us talk about his brother a little bit. But this is a guy who's opened up a lot of eyes from mid-major programs, and really, I feel he's the type of kid that can play at multiple levels just because of how well he shoots the 3-ball.
And that was Tomasi Gilgius Alexander finishing underneath with a layup. A 10-point advantage for Team White. Glody Cava with possession now for White, kicking it out of the corner, shot, no good, deflected out of play, and that'll stay with White. Substitutions coming for Team Blue. Denzel Cummings, Isaiah Bajoso, Tyree Samuel, substitutions for Team White as well. Brandon Kenyon checking back in, along with Tristan Lindo. Dennis inbounding for Team White. He finds Lindu. Underneath, Oh! And the official, Team White may have caught a break there. Looked like a clean block, but that call will send Malcolm Bailey to the line. And he'll shoot a free throw for Team White, looking to extend their lead here with less than 2 to play. Free throw is no good off back iron, but Joso keeps it in play, and it's Georges with it. He pushes it, left hand dribbling up across the timeline, into the lane, all the way with the left hand, right hand. Shot is no good, and he'll go to the line. He was fouled on his drive to the basket. We've seen a lot of the Georges brothers the past couple weeks, of course, at the CNIT. What impresses you most about these two players from the Quebec basketball scene?
I mean, I've been watching them for a few years, and yes, definitely over the last few weeks we've seen much more of them. I think what they bring to the table first and foremost is they're full court lockdown defenders. I think that brings a lot of value, because if you are able to, apply pressure on the opposition, well, you're already taking them away from their offense, and then they're extremely good rebounding guards. Their athleticism is something that's transferable to many levels as well.
As Bajoso buries the triple, and the lead now sits at 7 for Team White. Less than a minute to play here in the first half. Shot is no good. Blue with the rebound, and they're looking to cut into this deficit once more, but fighting for it. White, ball's on the ground, and it's still in play. Looked like it might have gone out, but ball stays in play. Here's Denzel Cummings. Into the lane, kicks it to the corner. Great look. Shot on its way. It's good. It's Tyrese Samuel with the triple from the corner. Blue back in this one, trailing by 4. Lindu into the lane. Shot no good. A wild shot. Here comes Denzel Cummings in transition. Over to Georges. And they're going to space it out and slow it down. Samuel underneath. Ball is deflected away by Kenyon. Bajoso on the floor diving for it, recovers. Georges to Samuel, throwing it down with authority. And tapped off the glass for good measure. 2-point ball game. Deflected out of play, and that'll do it for the first half. Oh boy, back and forth we go as we head into halftime. Team White leading 32-30. Once again, thanks for joining us here at NorthPoleHoops.com, our YouTube page as well. The second annual Nike Signature Camp, the Upperclassmen game. Will be right back after this short break.
Everyone has their story. What's yours? Were you born with the ball in your hands? Or were you a late bloomer? Are you a dead-eye shooter? Or a high flyer?
Throws up an alley-oop! All elbow! Williams!
Are you a leader? Or an elite role player? North Pole Hoops wants to know. What's your story?
We're about to jump into the deepest talent pool that we've ever had. In most recent history, we've seen guys like Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Christian David, Abu Kigab, Jalen Warren, all have phenomenal showcases, which led to an increase in their exposure and an increase in their recruitment. That is by nature what North Pole Hoops provides at these camps. But I want to put it into perspective on just how much exposure you can get in 3 days at camp. A report goes out to over 100 NCAA coaches, CIS, JUCO, CCAA, and most recently we're being contacted more by NBA personnel.
Welcome back inside Humber College, the second annual Nike Signature Camp presented by Uplay Canada and North Pole Hoops. I'm Daniele Franceschi, joined in the broadcast position here by Elias Spiet, our national scout here at North Pole Hoops. And we rejoin this upperclassman game as Isaiah Bajoso, and he's fouled. Coach Claude Nemhard, you're trying to negotiate for a technical foul there. Having some friendly banter between all the staff here. And here's Isaiah Bajoso at the free throw line, shooting one free throw. This free throw rims out. Rebound though for Team Blue. They secure the offensive board. Georges back to Bajoso, asking for the screen. Gets it from Tyrese Samuel into the lane. Bajoso pulls up. Shot is well off the mark. It's an air ball, and that'll change possession. Team White taking over. Elias, we saw a very entertaining first half here in the upperclassmen game. The intensity was outstanding. Team Blue making a run at the end of that half, getting it all the way down to 2 the deficit. And now we have ourselves a brand new ball game here in the second half.
And it's going to be a good one to finish up the second annual signature camp. A lot of talent on the floor right now, various levels being recruited here.
Brendan Kenyon gets that offensive board, puts it back up and in. Brandon Kenyon, he's been a name we've heard about all weekend long. Here's Isaiah Bajoso, guarded by A.J. Lawson. Trey Edwards switching on to him after that screen. Getting it inside to Samuel. Backdoor cut. Oh, excellent look. Inside to Georges. 6 on the shot clock. Down to 4 now. Bajoso, 3. 2 to Samuel. Inside. And it's a violation. Shot clock violation. Team White will take possession. 18 minutes remaining here in this contest. 2 minutes into the second half. Lawson over to Georges. That's Judy Georges. Oh, and looked like he was stripped of the basketball. Officials call a reach in. Isaiah Bajoso. Watching him all weekend long, Elias, it's one of the things I've noticed about him. He's a scrappy, gritty guy defensively. Very feisty. He's a pest. He doesn't like to be taken advantage of on this end of the floor whatsoever.
And that's an area of his game that's helped him elevate his stock quite a bit. There's Trey Edwards, Trenell for long form, knocking down another triple. He's got 3 triples in this game.
He's been very impressive here in this contest as he buries that one into the corner. Shot, no good. Tyrese Samuel with the offensive board. Samuel in the corner, pulls up. Oh, buries it. How about that for some showmanship? He buries that shot. A tough contested deuce from the corner. Georges in the middle lane, nice and beautiful kick to the corner. Edwards, it's good, and Team White having some fun. The bench getting into it. Great energy here. Georges throwing it up. Deflected. Edwards now again in transition. Middle of the floor. All the way. Pushing it. Oh, and he throws it out of bounds. A turnover. Some frenetic pace here to start this second half. 3 minutes into the half. Team White leading by 7. 39-32 substitutions coming. But Trey Edwards continues to be a prospect to watch this weekend. You see him bury another triple. That gives him 4 in this ball game. And for a big guy, I mean, he's got a lanky frame, very athletic, but he's showing that he can really stretch the floor, and that's a huge asset.
Absolutely, and he stands at about 6'6", closes out really well on defenders, able to hit the 3, able to slash and push it in transition.
Tyler Sagal with the triple there. He's a sharpshooter. There's Kenyon trying to expand his range, and he gets his own rebound, but can't put it back, and he's fighting for it still underneath. And there's Lawson in there as well, mixing it up. In transition, underneath, off of 2 feet, nearly threw it down. Team White, Lawson, offensive foul. A.J. Lawson, a little bit reckless there, going in transition. Call for the offensive foul. Sagal inbounds for Team Blue. Across the timeline now. Swinging it around, Sagal off a screen. He's knocked down. Front rim. No good. Georges. Judy Georges advancing the ball up the floor. Swings it to Edwards. Edwards to Lawson. Pull up. Triple. No good. Sagal with the rebound. Crossing over to his left hand. Loses the handle. Gets it back now. Team Blue securing possession. Shot mid-range. No good. Back iron. Georges. Judy Georges. Dribbling across the timeline, going to the middle of the floor. Nice crossover, left hand to right hand, and a finish. Judy Georges.
Swift move there, right in the middle of the floor. Changed the direction of the defender and got himself free.
Team Blue getting a little reckless here, and they're going quick, playing with some tempo, but it's leading to some bad shots. And a Euro step in the lane, and it's blocked. And that's off a foot. And it's going to go Team White. Substitutions coming for White with a platoon swap. The starters for Team White brought some excellent energy here in the second half. Team Blue set to inbound. It's Kevon Ellis who brought it across the timeline. Down inside, they dump it into the big. Nice drop step, and he's fouled and one. A nice move from Kasosi Izagui, class of 2018, and that ball is out of bounds.
Let me help you out with that pronunciation then. Casey Izagu.
When you have limited preparation, that's what happens. But nonetheless, that's why you're the national scout, Elias.
Hey, there's some tough names out there. Sometimes I mix them up as well.
Kevon Ellis. Oh, nearly throwing it down. Now pushing it up the floor. Alexander up to Dennis. Into the corner. Dennis. Shot. Money. From the wing. Dominic Ennis buries the triple. He's been lights out. Sagal across the timeline for Blue. In the lane. Kick out to the corner. Swinging it around. Shot. Back rim, no good. Here comes Ennis. Or Dennis, excuse me. Team White slowing the pace a little bit. Setting a screen. Kicking it to the wing. Pull-up jumper, no good. Too strong there. Rebound. Over to the corner. That's Chilton for three. Yes! He connects.
And that's the area of his game that I don't think people are very familiar with yet. He can really stretch the floor with you for that outside shot.
Sagal, and he's fouled as he attempts that three-pointer. Chucked up a wild shot, but gets the benefit of being fouled there. He'll go to the line. Subs coming for Team Blue. 12:52 remaining here in the second half. Team White up 47-38. Sagal at the line for Coach Claude Nemhard's Team Blue squad. Free throw is no good. Offensive rebound, Sagal gets it back. Kicks it to Bajoso for three. No good, a little short on that one. Inside to Samuel. He throws it down with the two-hand flush.
And that boy needs little gather. As soon as he catches, he's going up two-hand.
Into the lane is Alexander. Kicking to the corner. Three on the way, no good. Rebound, it's Georges. That's Nudie Georges. Up the floor to Bajoso into the lane. Kicks it out. Samuel for three. He connects. And it's a 4-point game. Team White 47, Team Blue 43, 12 minutes remaining.
And I got this itch, man. If I didn't know better, I'm going to take a wild guess and say Baylor, who is in attendance, is going to offer Mr. Tyrese Samuel.
In the lane. Oh, and a nifty finish there from Georges. That's Nudie Georges. And a steal. Nudie Georges getting it done. He's going to pull up for three. No good. Terrific sequence there from Georges. And it's a 2-point ball game.
Give it up, give it up.
Bajoso, they're looking to trap. He picks up his dribble. They still manage to get over half. Dennis inside. And that ball is out of bounds off of White. It'll be Blue ball as they look to either tie or take the lead on this possession. Lloyd Pandy, who was excellent in the first half, he is across the timeline, advancing the ball into the front court. Screen set from Tyrese Samuel. Pandy brings it back out here with the retreat dribble. Into the lane, left hand, kicks it to Bajoso. Bajoso thought about it, gives it to Georges. Into the lane, 7 on the clock. Over to Pandy, 5 now on the clock. Samuel pulling up from deep. No good. Rebound, offensive rebound, and it's Bajoso, and they'll slow it down and reset. Bajoso into the lane. Samuel fouled, and he'll go to the line.
And Samuel's got such educated feet. He seems like he can get to the rim whenever he wants. Really reads the defense well and able to operate based off of that.
And he's a guy that can really turn it on and off. He has the ability to just take over a game at any moment. As we saw last week in that championship game at the CNIT, went off in the second half, helped Red Rush overcome a massive deficit, pick up that win. And certainly a very impressive showing here this weekend and in this game in particular for Tyrese Samuel. Substitutions coming for Team White. Isaiah Bajoso will inbound for Team Blue as they have possession. Samuel with it, driving baseline, still with possession, kicks it a little too high. Sagal able to secure it. Now Bajoso from the corner for three, no good. Rebound, Team White, and they're fighting for it. Samuel in there, and it's a jump ball. Coaching staff for Team White not too pleased with that call. That ruling from the official looked like it could have been a foul, and perhaps a little bit of contact there. But Blue retains possession as Bajoso inbounds. There's Georges. Screen set by Samuel. Hand off to Sagal. And he has that range in his arsenal, but it's short this time around as Kenyon secures the rebound. It's Georges. Pandy guarding him. Steps through and gets it over to Lawson. Baseline to Cava! And he misses the one-handed throwdown. Here comes Samuel in transit. Behind the back. Oh, and a reverse slam! Tyrese Samuel!
There is going to be a Tyrese Samuel mixtape after this one, let me tell you.
A fantastic finish in transition. Tyrese Samuel throwing it up to Lawson a little too long there, and he steps out of bounds. It'll be Team Blue basketball. This chin just came unglued momentarily. That was phenomenal. Less than 10 to play. Team Blue has stormed back to take a 2-point lead in this upperclassmen game. Bajoso has possession. Swings it. Sagal. Pump fake. Into the lane. Nice nifty move. Finishing off the glass. Tyler Sagal. And a timeout as Kenyon is down. Coach Nemhard calling his team in. And we'll have a timeout here to tend to the injured Brandon Kenyon. And we'll take a short break. We'll be back momentarily.
NPH events. There's an opportunity to get involved at the ground level. NPH hosts elite level high school tournaments to national club team championships throughout the course of the season. Now is your chance to get involved with the fastest growing sport in Canada with the industry leaders and influencers. Get in the game today and join NPH in growing basketball in this country. NPH Scouting Service. The NPH Scouting Service is another platform for exposure with a network of over 300 coaches and scouts from some of the most recognizable brands and programs. Our scouts are constantly evaluating talent to ensure accuracy and credibility. NPH National Showcase Circuit. From the grassroots level to the pros, a system has been developed through the National Showcase Circuit. North Pole Hoops hosts 3-day camps in Canada's major basketball markets that focus on exposure, skill development, and character development. Top performers go on to receive athletic scholarships in Canada and the United States. There are currently over 200 Canadian men and women playing at the NCAA Division I level. Canada's next top talents are identified at NPH's National Showcase Circuit. NPH National.
Here goes the lob. Quick shot. And will they count it? Will they count it? AJ Lawson! Oh my lord! But AJ's gonna look to possibly end it, and he does! AJ Lawson once again, Captain Clutch, comes in the mix, gets it done. Just goes step back, game. 3 seconds left. 2, 1. AJ Lawson, go! He gets it to go! AJ Lawson does it again! Wow! If you want to talk about top 3 in the country, if you want to talk about anything, multiple occasion AJ Lawson up to the plate.
Welcome back inside Humber College for the second annual signature camp presented by Nike Uplay Canada and North Pole Hoops. I'm Daniele Franceschi, joined by our national scout, Elias Spate, and Brendan Kenyon, 6'8" forward for Team White here in the upperclassmen game. Had to be carried off the floor after suffering what appeared to be, looked like a leg injury perhaps. And now Team White will have possession of the ball. Black trying to check up and press. And now it's Lloyd Pandy guarding up on Georges, and its pass is deflected out of play. So White will retain possession. 17 seconds remaining on the shot clock, and they reset it down to 14. It's a 4-point game, 8 minutes remaining in this contest. A.J. Lawson into the lane. Floater is good. Soft touch on that floater, Elias.
He's got a very versatile scoring skill set and can defend multiple positions as well. A.J. Lawson's one of the best in the 2019 class. Will either wind up as number 1 or number 2. It's between him and Tyrese Samuel.
Pandy to the basket. Oh, nice left-hand finish. Lloyd Pandy showing off some of the tricks in his tool belt. And now Lawson across the timeline, but Joe So guarding him. 4-point game. Georges has it on the wing, looking for a cutting Lawson. The size better. Here's Cava into the lane, kicks it. It's a turnover. Lloyd Pandy pushing it middle of the floor. Pandy all the way to the basket. Great finish. He's showing so much poise and finesse. He's been terrific in this ball game. Lawson to the basket. Oh, great finish. High off the glass with the right hand. A.J. Lawson. But Joso has it for Team Blue. It's a 4-point game. Georges has it now. Pull-up jumper from the elbow is no good, and Lawson pushing in transition. A nice move behind the back. Great pass. Cava! And he lays it in with the left hand. Unable to get a good angle on it to throw it down, but finishing with the left. Here's Bajoso. Team Blue up by 2 now. Bajoso, pick and roll. Samuel in the basket, throwing it down! Tyrese Samuel putting on a show. And he gets a deflection there.
That's impressive. You're going one way, finishing with a big dunk, then you're the same guy coming back on defense and getting the strip and saving 2 points in a tight game.
You're talking about a guy who's running past the safety in that situation, still getting back, getting his hands on the basketball, and making a hell of a defensive play after already throwing down a fantastic dunk. And here we go again. Showtime! Tyrese Samuel throws it down with authority once again. And it's the Tyrese Samuel show, Elias, starting to take over.
The Tyrese Samuel show started at 3 o'clock and lasts 1 hour on a weekly basis. Last week we had him at the CNIT in monster mode, and this week he's back here at Camp Signature, or Signature Camp, excuse me, absolutely annihilating the opposition.
But Joso across the timeline. Somebody's got to give that man some Skittles because he's playing some beast mode basketball right now. But Joso into the lane. Oh, nifty move. Great finish. The help defense wasn't there. No secondary defender, and that was an easy layup. Lawson pushing it up the middle of the floor. Pulls it back. Fires from deep. No good off the front of the iron, and now it's Lloyd Pandy. Lloyd Pandy to the basket. Cava has possession for Team White. Battling in there, and now there's 3 bodies on the floor, and it's a jump ball. 61-53, Team Blue leading Team White with 5:50 remaining. And an impressive turnaround for Team Blue after starting the game, trailing by 16 at one point.
And this game, you know, although it is a top prospect game, they're playing it like it means something to them, like there's a championship of some sort. It's technically, I mean, it's an exposure situation, but a lot of these guys, it's good to see they're playing hard the whole way through.
Bragging rights on the line as well. We can't overlook that. A lot of these guys are very familiar with each other on the circuit, in the rankings. This means a lot to them. It's not just necessarily, as you alluded to, not just an exposure or showcase setting, but something that really is important to these guys. And you can tell the intensity has been off the charts. As that ball is deflected out of bounds. And it'll be Team Blue with possession. Running time, 5 minutes remaining. But Joso has it for Team Blue. Lawson guarding him. An excellent one-on-one matchup. But Joso, they switch it. Tyrese Samuel has been a handful. He's got a mismatch. Inside, easy two-handed flush. Tyrese Samuel, and now it's a 10-point advantage for Team Blue. 5 minutes remaining. With Tyrese Samuel, he's been a man on a mission here in the second half. A.J. Lawson, screen set. Lawson dumping it down. Great pass. Chilton, and it goes in. Gets the roll with the right hand. But Joso outletting. There's a lead pass. Layup, no good. He's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. Team Blue at the stripe yet again. That's Jaden Campbell. He'll be at the stripe shooting a free throw as they look to restore their double-digit lead. Free throw is good. Lead back up to 10 for Team Blue. Georges hands off to Lawson. He'll handle the offense and set things up as he crosses the timeline. Swings it over to Georges. Georges picks up his dribble. Now in black and blue moves into deny. Now up on the ball. Glody Cava. Left hand into the lane. Right into a wall. Oh, and a fantastic finish. Acrobatic with the left hand. Able to get it to go.
And we got to help that boy find him a JUCO program that suits his needs and fit. I mean, 2 years at the JUCO level, and Cava could end up being a really good Division I prospect.
But Joso, feisty, and he gets his own offensive rebound and puts it back in. Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! It's Judy Georges throwing it down! Left hand! Punishing the rim! Me oh my! Throwing it down! An emphatic one-handed jam! That man from Quebec can fly!
Trying to tell people, 2 years now, I've been trying to tell people, the Georges brothers, high flyers, high intense, in-your-face defense, these guys need to be picked up by a Division I program ASAP.
Talk about a momentum shift. Perhaps that's the swing that Team White needed to get back into this ball game. And now the bench is into it, and Bajoso with the crowd into it as well. Team Blue, Bajoso into the lane. Floater, no good, it's short. Rebound, and it's White. Back in, there's Jaden Campbell, the floater is good. Here's Judy Georges, who just threw down perhaps one of the best in-game dunks I think we've seen, especially at this event here this weekend. Chilton for three, no good. It's Georges with the rebound. Will he pull it? No, he's going to attack. Kicks it corner. Lawson for three. Yes, cash money. A.J. Lawson. Campbell into the lane. Right hand. Oh, filthy finish. Excellent move into the lane. Jaden Campbell. Judy Georges guarded by Lloyd Pandy. Georges swings it to Lawson. 10-point game. Lawson into the lane. Kicks it to the corner. Back out now. Chilton. Chilton for three. No good. Short. Lloyd Pandy. Up the floor for Team Blue. Pandy kicks it out. Sagal puts it on the floor. Pull-up jumper is good. Sagal from the elbow. Money. And Blue is up by 12 with 2 minutes remaining. It's Alexander. He's stripped of the ball. Pandy recovers. Team Blue responding nicely after that posterized dunk. That highlight reel play. Pandy into the lane. Dumping it down. Foul and one. A big bucket there. 147 and a sub coming. It is Glody Cava checking back in. Chilton out. Haven't heard much from Trey Edwards in this second half. He was excellent in the opening half. There's Judy Georges now. Crossover into the lane. Excellent. Oh, nearly finished. Just couldn't get it to go. Edwards now with possession. He's been quiet here in the second half. They need more from him. Cava along the wing. Spacing it out. 5 out. And they got Trey Edwards.
And Daniela, we've been talking about this for a long time, trying to enlighten the Canadian public on what is happening in Quebec. You've had Cava, who's had some spectacular plays in this game. You've had Tyrese Samuel. And you saw the last play by Judy Georges. Quebec is coming, and they are coming hard. Pound for pound, population, if we look at population ratio, in my eyes, I actually think that Quebec has better talent than Ontario. How about that, Ontarians? And I'm from here.
That's a bold statement. And here's Jaden Campbell throwing it down. A one-handed flush. Blue running away with it now. Less than a minute to play, and they're up by 19. 80-61. Lawson for three. It's long. Rebound. And Team Blue looking like they're going to come back and win this one in the upperclassmen game here at the Nike Signature Camp. Bajoso maintains the handle. Swings it. Triple on its way and good. Subs coming. And Team Blue a huge eruption here in the second half. They've been excellent, really, since the middle of the first half when they were trailing by as much as 16. Put the pedal down, and they've taken it to Team White here.
And they made a lot of key stops. Slowed down White. Didn't let the momentum of that dunk really take its toll.
Lawson into the lane. His floater's no good. Rebound. 34 seconds remaining. They'll outlet it. Ball is tipped, deflected. It's all over the place. Cummings has it. Kicks it. Shot on its way. 3 is no good. Rebound. And Blue likely to dribble it out perhaps. No, it doesn't look like it. Pull up triple from the corner. Front rim no good. Rebound no good. George is with it. Alexander. Baseline. Kicks it. 45 shot from Lawson is good. It's just academic at this point. 2 seconds remaining. Blue will inbound it and they'll win it. 83-64. Team Blue victorious in this upperclassmen game. Boy, oh boy, but really the showstopper, Judy George. A massive dunk in the second half. Tyree Samuel, outstanding for Team Blue. Trey Edwards, excellent in the first half. AJ Lawson, Isaiah Bajoso. Many, many players put on a stellar performance here this afternoon. For Elias Spiate, National Scout of North Pole Hoops, I'm Daniele Franceschi. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. Second annual signature camp presented by Uplay Canada and North Pole Hoops. It's in the books. Thanks for watching, everybody.